Welcome to tonight's episode, everyone. As always, I'm Rick Russell alongside head coach Jonathan Calder. Got a full slate of activities for tonight, Coach. Really looking forward to this show. Tonight we're going to talk about the Shadyside Tigers, tomorrow night's opponent. I always have a program rich in tradition, regardless of the record.
Yeah.
We're going to come up here looking for a win. We'll also touch base a little bit on our win last week against Cameron Dragons, and we're going to have the senior football players and the senior cheerleaders on as well. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Having the seniors on is something every year I honestly look forward to doing, to sitting down and talking with those kids just one last time, and we have a great group of kids, Coach. But,
Yes.
before we dive into that, let's talk about last week's game against Cameron. They came in 5-1 and ranked in the state of West Virginia. They were state runners-up last year, returned a quarterback, and had a really good running back, and we took it to them.
Yeah, I didn't think that game, honestly, watching film, I kind of thought we had the better line. I thought we could run the ball. Didn't think the game was going to go quite how it went. Had, almost perfect first half offensively. Cooper ran the ball really well, line blocked. I thought we dominated. I thought to win this game, we had to limit big plays and dominate the line of scrimmage. It's exactly what we did, really. They really didn't have any big plays on us or anything like that. So, yeah, the kids played a heck of a game. And, DJ Danner was there with that trophy, and it kind of got them excited. It was a fun atmosphere with that. They had a good time with that. And, after the game, they were doing the OH, and they just had a good time. They knew that, that was, like you mentioned, they were state runners-up in West Virginia single A last year, so they knew it was going to be a challenge. But they also knew it was that Ohio West Virginia kind of little rivalry there. So it was a really good game overall. First half we had things clicking, like I said. Second half we really didn't get the ball much. We weren't in great positions to drive. I think we started twice inside inside the 5, so things like that. But great win against a great team, honestly. That Angel boy's a good player. Number 1's really good, the running back. So yeah, it's just what's been happening is our team's been building, getting more reps, getting more experience. We've talked about it. So no, it was a great win for that. We mentioned the seniors, kind of a great statement win for that class, really.
Yeah, it's truly a shame that it's got to come to an end tomorrow night because the way we've played these last couple of weeks is
It's the way we should be.
Yeah, very very fun to watch.
Yeah.
We had some growing pains, with some inexperienced guys and guys that virtually never played ever before stepped in and are starters, and things are really coming together now, offensively and defensively, and we're tightening up a little bit on special teams. And like I said, it's a shame. Really like to see what a week 11 or week 12 would bring.
I would too. You mentioned defense. I think they had 42 yards, total yards, or something like that in the first half. They ended up with about 200 or something like that. Ran the ball decent in the second half. But that first half, it was a perfect game. I did tell the boys I don't know what they have against second halves right now. It'd be nice to play 2 solid halves. So not that they played bad, they still played pretty well, but it'd be nice to still put 2 second halves together, or 2 halves.
Yeah, we held our own.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we were behind mistakes and bad situations and things like that, bad spots in the field. But yeah, the first half was, like I said, damn near flawless first half offensively and defensively. Had 3 picks overall in the game. Carter Fry made one heck of an interception later, getting back completely out of position, just a heads-up football play.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we were flying around all night, I thought, on defense and blocking one on offense. So, it was a fun one.
Yeah, speaking of Carter's interception, I'm not sure I told you this story, but I was standing there next to Riker, and Carter intercepted that pass, and Riker looks at me and says, "What was he doing in the deep outside third?" I said, "Good question. I don't know." And I said, "Really amazing that you even came up with that question."
He knows. He's a smart football player.
Yeah, so when Carter came to the sidelines a few plays later, Riker said, "Why were you out there?" He said, "Well, he ran by me, and I seen no one was out there, so I figured I'd better get it." So heads up play from a freshman. Carter's
he's a smart heads up player for sure.
Very smart kid. Very smart kid. All right, Coach. Listen, that's enough of that Cameron game. we come in tomorrow night 4-5, looking to have a respectable 5-5 season. And we'll talk about Shadyside here a little bit later. Let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll be with our first guest of the evening, the Monroe Central Senior Cheerleaders. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're here with our first guest of the evening, the Monroe Central Senior Cheerleaders. Welcome to the show, girls.
Thanks.
Excited to be here? Perfect. We'll just have a little discussion, talk about your years at Monroe Central and how this year's gone and what have you. So let's start off with Leanna first, Leanna Messenger. Leanna, tell us a little bit about the time that you have invested in cheer, because this is like year 7 for me as a cheer dad, so I do truly understand the time you guys pour into this. You have your tryouts in March and a few weeks off, and then start right into practice and choreography and practice all summer, and then football, and then basketball, and then during basketball you throw in 8 or 10 cheer competitions, and before you know it's March again. So.
Yeah, so like you said, it's like all year round for us instead of like just the football team. They might go in the weight room when it's not their season, but like we're actually all year round.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like people notice that as much. And I feel like it's just like a lot for us.
I trust
especially
me.
with like competition and just other stuff, not just basketball and football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you take a competition on say a Saturday, you and your parents are going up generally on Friday afternoon. And so there goes your Friday, and then your cheer competition Saturday, and there's been times where we had a cheer competition Sunday at the same facility. So right a few Sundays, pretty much shot. It's a dang good time. Annalisa Isaacs, tell us your thoughts on the time you have invested in cheer.
Yeah, it's every day, at least 5 days a week. We have practice, and in the summer we have like 3-hour-long practices, and then competition practice, like the first one's like 5-6 hours long. It's like every day.
Yeah, ton of time. And I'm going to move on to you, Camilla, with the next question. I'm going to attempt this. Camilla Sotero Silverio.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
Yep.
First try, perfect. I know you make a lot of memories. Like we talk competition cheer, it's not just about going and cheering, it's the memories you make with your family and your friends, and the same thing throughout the entire season. So I'm sure you've got some fond memories. Give us just one or two and explain a little.
I can't pinpoint one just because at least this whole cheer community, they're always behind my back. I do cheer and band, so I'm like running around, especially during football season, so it's nice to hear the girls be like, good luck, Camilla, good luck. And then when I come back from the halftime show, they're like, you did so great. And it's just like, anywhere we go, I mean, it's honestly such a blast to be with them. So.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like this football team. We talk every week on this episode about being a close-knit family, and it takes a special kid to devote their summer, football player, for example, devote their summer and spend the best months of the year virtually in this field house and 2 days and conditioning practice. And so if anyone can do it, then you would have 50 cheerleaders, right? Kayla Calder, tell us about a memory or two you have. I know you got a few.
Yeah, I definitely do. Probably my favorite memory is just sharing the sideline with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's really special, and I feel like especially football cheer has brought me a lot of friends, not even just with the cheer team, but also the football team. And like Camilla said, just the support of everyone, not even just the cheerleaders, but the community too. And watching the little girls cheer with us, that's pretty special too, like trying to copy us.
Mm-hmm. I know that brings me to my next question. Good job. I know there's little girls, thank the world of you girls. You give them a lot of support and virtually spend an entire week with them. And you can watch, when you guys walk out on the field or yelling for you, or if you walk through the end zone, when you guys set the run out through. So these kids really enjoy being around you and really look up to you. I know my niece Marin, she's like a cheerleading freak, and she's only like that tall, but she loves each and every one of you girls for serving. So, Camilla, start with you again. Tell us a little bit about the experience at Little Girls Cheer Camp.
So this is my second year doing cheer, so I don't have much experience about it, but this year I was able to teach the junior high girls, and so I had a blast making choreography because we also got the Postal girls, and we were able to put modern twists to songs that probably aren't from like the 2000s, and so I know the girls, they learned really fast, and I was really impressed with how fast some of these girls were dedicated, and made me realize like, wow, you know, like these are going to be the girls that are going to be the feature of our cheer program. So
Yeah, you know the thing I disliked about Little Girls Cheer Camp? For like 3 days after I attended, all I hear is like, go bananas. My ears are ringing. Let's see, Leanna, how about you tell us a little bit about your Little Girls Cheer Camp experience? You've been there for several years.
Yeah, cheer camp is one of my favorite, it's just the best time ever, and it's the most fun. I know I had 3rd and 4th grade this year, and they actually asked me to come to one of their cheer practices so I could help them reteach the dance. And I try to go to most of their football games and watch them cheer, and it's just so fun because I know I talked to a bunch of their moms, and they just love it, and they keep doing the dances and the cheers I taught them, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Who had the little girls, like the little girls? What class did you have?
I think it was It was 8th and second.
Yeah, first and second.
First and second class?
Yeah, I think
So Hayden had
like
little girls.
kindergarten. Yeah.
Who'd you have, man?
I didn't go.
You didn't get a
She was on
Yeah.
vacation.
vacation? See, you pretty should have went on vacation.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the competition cheer part. Let's talk a little bit about last year's cheer competitions. I know you travel all over the state, dang near every weekend. We've talked a little bit briefly about that already, but Annalisa, you're on the competition cheer squad. Why don't you tell us about your experiences?
Last year was my first time competing at Edison, and the first time I ever got first place, and it was really nice. But competition is nice because people are there to support us, and they're there for us, and we just like get together and show our skill instead of just being on the sidelines.
Perfect. Camilla, you got anything to add to that?
Last year I was part of both squads, traditional and game day, and I ended up being an alternate for traditional. And originally I really started liking game day, but being an alternate, I got to stand in for one of the games. One of our girls was sick, and so that happened to be an OVAC game, and we happened to place runner-up, and I fell in love with traditional competitions.
Perfect. Any goals this year, your competitions you think of?
Definitely just place higher and higher, just keep getting better, keep staying disciplined.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you travel and you see all these other cheer squads from around the state, the talent and, the time they devoted as well.
Definitely.
Okay, Kayla, what are you going to miss most about cheer?
I'm gonna miss a lot. I'm definitely gonna miss the friendships a lot, and being able to laugh, but also know that there's a time to be serious. But we just share so much time together, so we really get to know a lot about each other. And like I said, my experience is probably way different than a lot of people's experience, so I'll definitely miss like cheering on the sidelines with some of my friends, but play football, like cheering for them, and especially cheering with my dad.
Perfect. Leanna, what are you going to miss the most about cheer?
Probably the cheer family. I know in December we have a Christmas party, and it's like a lot of fun. But like people probably don't see is we're like a big family, and we will stick up for each other no matter what. We spend most of our time together, so it's just a lot of fun, and it's really important that we stick together and we have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it truly is a family. I mean, you're not sisters by blood, but it truly is a family. That's great. Camilla, who's been your biggest supporter in high school?
I want to say I can't pinpoint someone just because it's
There's a couple.
everybody definitely. It's my family, it's my boyfriend, it's my cheer girls, it's my coaches for sure, 100%. And literally anybody, like they won't stop and just like if I'm struggling to put my uniform on or if I'm struggling to find my palms, like they'll drop whatever they're doing and they'll go and help me. So yeah, I think that's part of why I've had such a great experience with cheer and football season. So.
Leanna, I know we're gonna miss your mother.
Oh,
All these fundraisers. She goes all out for certain. Who's your biggest supporter been in high school?
my family and definitely my parents and my little brother and definitely my coaches and teachers. It doesn't matter if I have a problem or I need help or I just need to talk to someone. They're all there no matter what. Especially, I know Danielle and Miss Autumn, they both helped me a lot last year when I was struggling, so definitely having them plus my family was a lot.
Perfect. All right, last question, girls. Each one of you are going to talk about it. You got any advice for this football team tomorrow night, Annalisa? Get them pumped up. You got any advice?
No.
No advice. You had all day to think about an answer. I'm just kidding. Camilla, you got any advice for the boys tomorrow?
Just be aggressive and hit hard.
Perfect. Kaylin?
Well, it's your last game, so all or nothing. So I just think all it takes is your effort and attitude, and the rest will come with it.
Leanna?
Stick together, work as a team, and remember at the end of the day, you're a family.
Great. We'll circle back. Still have an answer, Annalisa?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that's a wrap. Thank you for taking time out of your evening and spending it with us. And, I know you guys are going to miss being on these football sidelines for certain. Every one of you have dedicated a lot of time to this cheer program, and I thank you for that, all right? Okay, folks, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll be back with the senior Monroe Central football players. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We've got our hands full here this evening. We had a heck of a time getting set up here. Listen, fellas, thanks for taking time out of your evening and coming out and spending with us. I have talked to just darn near every one of you this year about how fast this season will go. Matter of fact, Braden, I told you that in week 1 when you were on the show. And here it is, week 10. So one more game, you guys get to suit up and play some similar football. What are you going to miss most, Lucas?
I think what I'm going to miss most is just coming in every day and hanging out with everybody because, I don't know, I may never see these guys again. For some of them, that's a good thing, but some of them, it's not.
That's a good thing, guys.
Wyatt, what do you think, bud? What are you going to miss the most?
Just the whole team, and then seeing everybody, like you said, practicing with everybody.
Parker?
Yeah, I miss the locker room and like all the stuff we did, like senior head and everything, like all the traditions we had. I miss the commodity here.
AJ, you
Basically with them, I just just being here and having fun with the guys in the locker room, down the field. This whole week's been pretty fun. And just those little things here and there that you don't think of all the time. I'm definitely going to miss it.
Yeah, you're right. These opportunities you never get back, and it's unfortunate that you don't put more thought into it, throughout your entire career here, because when it happens, when the game's over tomorrow night, then that's it. And like I told a few of you before, it won't necessarily hit tomorrow night, but next year when you come watch a game, 2 years from now you come watch a game, it's going to hit it. It sticks with you. Coach and I are 50 years old and it still sticks with us. It's something that no one can ever take away from you for certain. Let's talk about some memories you guys have made. Some fond memories. AJ, you're up first, brother.
Mine's probably sophomore year when we beat South Gallia. our first home playoff win, however many years.
Yeah.
Just seeing basically the whole town seem like storming the field. You know, I'm seeing former teammates, former coaches, friends and family. You know, it was just like I never felt that before, and it was a great atmosphere as well, and it was just enjoyable. You know.
Yeah, I know you guys, if you look back on, just say like your freshman year and compare the crowds to what we have here now, they've grown considerably. And, you know, winning does a lot. You guys are all great kids and people want to come support you for sure. So, Braden, what about you? What's one of your fondest memories?
I'd say Beaton River this year.
Beaton River?
Yeah, that was a pretty fun game.
That was a good one.
Pretty fun second half.
Yeah.
First half, forget about that.
Lucas, what about you, bud?
I'd say either beating South County, like AJ said, or beating Cameron and winning that trophy last week. That was a great feeling too.
Yeah. It's something different in there. Look up on that locker and that hadn't been there before. No, what about you, bud?
Well, since it's my only year, mine are pretty limited, but I think beating River this season was great. Like the locker room after the first half, you could tell how intense this was and how dedicated everyone was coming back in the second half. And as we all know now, we really did. It was everyone screaming and the comeback was just great.
Yeah, I talked with the cheerleaders. They were on this a few minutes ago. They talked a lot about family, and that's what we have here inside this field house. You know, you guys spend virtually your entire summer together, and virtually all the fall too. You know, with each other dang near every minute of the day. So that's what it takes to pull wins off like that is tight knit families. Parker,
I'm gonna say Beaton River my junior year. That was
you had to be different.
It's always a good memory of Beaton River, right?
I was super nervous for that game here because the rain year. I had to introduce a new snapping where I snapped with both hands. I pulled it off. We pulled off the win. I just remember like very distinctly loving that game. Just the rain and the mud and the wind and the environment.
Typical line in the mud.
Yep.
How about you, Watt? I know what yours is.
Yeah, I would say last year, being my first year going 9-1, and then breaking the record first year. It's a good season.
I thought you were
going to say kicking that field goal with Chase.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Exactly what I thought he was going to say.
About 38 yards, right?
Yeah, could have been at 41.
Yeah, it's your field goal. You make it. However long you want it to be.
Still me.
How about you, Talon?
I think definitely South Carolina. The atmosphere was pretty good, and I think we went down 14-0. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The comeback was crazy. And then, yeah, it was just a good atmosphere. Good game.
So looking back on your careers, Parker, looking back on your career, was there anything you wish you would have done differently?
I wish I would have just gone out in my backyard and just snapped the football with my dad more. Just got more reps here.
I thought we talked about that when we were on the show last night. You took a beating from your dad when you were a kid playing football in the backyard. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. How about you, Lucas? Anything you've done differently?
I don't know. I thought sometimes I kind of was like going half at practice, and I just looking back now that we're basically done with practice, I wish I never did that, and I just went all out every time because you really don't get those chances back, and now we're all starting to see that. So.
How about you now? I know your answer too, because you only played 1 year.
My regret is not playing sooner. I feel like if I played a lot sooner, it would have been way more fun. More time
So listen, for all you kids out there watching this show, that's a prime example right there. He played 1 year and wishes he would have played more. So great answer. How about you, Talon? Anything you've done
Pretty
different?
much the same thing. My freshman year, I wish I would have played. Gotten the experience. And yeah, just that.
Okay, here's a chance to get some more playing time, Brian.
Don't do that.
Oh, God. All right, Wyatt, favorite coach, and tell me why.
Favorite coach? It's gonna be between Shu or Nixon. Just how interactive they are with the players. So, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
How about you, Bree?
I'll probably coach too. He's got a lot of patience.
That's true.
Listen, buddy, you can't tell he's got patience on when I'm standing on the sidelines.
Yeah.
He yells your name 5 or 6 times.
I drive.
AJ, favorite coach and why?
Probably Nixon, just for the simple fact of, like, we kind of relate to one another, playing basically the same position. And we always make jokes. He always makes jokes about how short I am, because, he tired of everything. But, he's just a great guy overall. And I talk to him outside practice a lot too, and just overall a good person.
Fallon, you want to throw a line coach some love here?
Yeah, I would say at GC. I show GC some love. He's been really patient and really cordial with everybody. He's nice and actually helps us. Like, if we mess up, he helps us get better, and really cool dude.
Perfect. Lucas, you got any advice for these youth players and junior high players? We've got a ton of kids. We've got a flag football program now, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, had great seasons this year, and our junior high had a stellar season as well. You got any advice to them?
I just say go all out and just make the best of it, because, we haven't played the last game and I already miss it. It doesn't make
I
any
should have
sense.
brought it up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Just go all out and enjoy it while you can, because it doesn't last forever. Like, when I was a freshman, I thought I had so much time, but now looking back, that feels like it was last year instead of 3 years ago. So,
Braden, how about you? You got any advice for these young kids coming up?
Get started early, put a bunch of work in, lift a lot.
Lifted a lot. Lucas did that. He lifted a lot. Probably you wish you lifted more, huh?
I guess.
He was in the new law.
I don't miss waking up at 6 in the morning.
Wyatt, you got any advice for these young kids?
Go all out, and you can do more than one position if you think you only have one spot. So,
Kick. Tell them to kick, huh?
yeah, something good.
That's fine too.
Always need a kicker.
All right, this is for each one of you. You start first, AJ. Who's your biggest supporter been throughout high school football?
I'd probably say Big Cat, honestly, because all 4 years, I'd go over his house at least 1 or 2 days a week. We'd watch film, and having another coach there, because he's busy, he's got families and all of our coaches, and he always had free time, and having a coach there, or someone that understood from a coach perspective there, it helped me out a lot, knowing my actual mistake, my 15, 16-year-old mind, well, I don't understand this, and he's sitting there, actually going through it with me. That was probably my biggest supporter and my biggest help with my progression throughout the years.
Big Cat's got some coaching experience as well. He coached in junior high for a little bit. Braden, who's been your biggest supporter?
Probably my parents and you and Uncle Mike. Just pushing me to be the best version of myself. And my mom always support me no matter what.
Put a boot in your butt. You want to call that supporting? How about you, Lucas? Biggest supporter?
I'd have to say my mom and dad, because they've always been there, and growing up, Dad always coached. It was me, AJ, Parker, and Chow, and he always coached us, and he was just always tried to support all of us, and was always there for us, and so it just means a lot.
How about you now?
Mine would have to be friends. And it was these two here that got me started on it, and I don't regret it.
Perfect, man. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Great to hear. Parker?
I'm going to say my dad in here. He made sure I played football.
He didn't give you any option?
It was highly advised. And just him stepping up and being a football mom basically and doing all that for me as well, was playing 2 roles. It was very supportive of him.
Yeah. Randall's a good dude. We gave Randall some love on a previous episode. Very good man. How about you, Wyatt?
I would say my dad, because he'd always show up to games, he'd always offer to practice with me, he'd take videos, help me out, just help me get better.
Talent?
I would say definitely my grandma. She's been there since the beginning, and she supported me no matter what, so, yeah.
Perfect. Grandma, thanks, Grandma.
Yep.
Okay, guys, tomorrow night's it. Lucas, what can we expect from this football team tomorrow night?
Well, I know us seniors and hopefully everybody else, but us seniors are really looking forward to going out and just putting our hearts out for the last game. And I know those guys are going to be with us too. So
Yeah, I know this locker room will be pretty emotional tomorrow night. I watched some film earlier of our playoff loss last year, and watched those seniors sit in these same lockers that you guys are sitting in right now. It's a love for the program, and I think each one of you had that. Braden, what can we expect tomorrow night?
A whole bunch of touchdowns, big hits.
A whole bunch of touchdowns. You gonna get any touchdowns?
Oh yeah. At least a bunch of yards.
Is that true, Gary?
I never know.
I mean, you've been hiding at the playbook
That's right.
for 9 weeks.
Yep. It's a secret weapon.
Town, what can we expect tomorrow night, buddy?
Domination, just straight domination. I don't even know.
Some dang good answers.
Yeah, I like it. Confidence, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
What?
Shutout. I feel good.
3-0.
Too close for comfort.
No, you got an answer for us? What can we expect?
I think shutout domination, and it's just the same team that's been dominating the past few weeks.
One more response, AJ. You got it in you?
Crap load of yards and a ton of scoring.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure, I can promise you that. You guys have been a great group to watch, and great young men and great parents. Every one of you were brought up right. I'm very, very proud of what you've accomplished. Coach, you got anything to add for these fellas?
Yeah. This group's kind of been overlooked, honestly. With last year's seniors coming through, that was kind of always the flashy group. But these guys have been overlooked. But 3 of these guys have been playing for 4 years and getting a ton of playing time, honestly. And then a few of them came in their sophomore year, played a lot of special teams and spot play and role play. So they helped turn this program around, just as much as that last year's senior class, restoring the winning tradition. Like I said, a lot of playing time from a lot of these guys. We got one guy that only played 1 year now, but honestly, if he had played all 4 years and understood some things, and I think he realizes there's a lot to football, right?
Yeah.
So, people think they can just jump in there and it's catching and running the ball, but there's a lot to it. But, just like we talk about a lot of seniors, they understand they're going to miss it, but I don't think they understand how much. So hopefully tomorrow night these guys can go out and, like they talked about, just, give it all they got, lay it out on the field. It's their last game, like I said, forever. You just don't understand that, we will never pad up again. So, it's been a great group to coach. I've had the joy of coaching, head coach for 3 years, so love each and every one of them, and look forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Domination.
Ain't that right, Tal?
Yeah.
One thing we didn't touch on is leadership, and it starts with you guys as seniors, to be the leaders. These young kids, the freshmen that come through these doors, need someone to look up to. So you guys did one heck of a job with that. So thanks for that as well. But that's a wrap, guys. I'll see you, of course, on the sidelines tomorrow night, but I'll make an attempt to get in here tomorrow night after the game and give you your farewells. So, but once again, man, I appreciate everything you guys have done for this program, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Good luck tomorrow night, guys.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll go over a few highlights from last week's Cameron's football game. Ashton Lumbatis and Braden Baker with a stop at the line of scrimmage.
Both players do a great job of shedding their blocks and getting the stop.
Ashton Lumbatis gets a tackle in the backfield.
Ashton sheds the block and gets the tackle for a loss.
Cooper Howell runs for 10 yards.
Great block by Corbin Farnsworth, allowing for the big gain.
Cooper to Max Demchek.
Here we throw a quick pass to Max, and he picks up some nice yards after the catch.
Cooper Howell with the first down.
Cooper runs hard and gets some tough yards.
Cooper to Corbin for a big gain through the air.
Cooper makes a great throw to Corbin, who gets some nice yards after the catch.
Cooper Howell with the first Seminole touchdown of the evening.
Great push from the O-line, and Cooper caps off the long drive.
Corbin Farnsworth with a tackle for a loss.
Corbin does a great job of reading the play to get the stop in the backfield.
Cooper Howell with a long 69-yard rushing touchdown.
Great blocks from Ing, Jet, and Max, allowing for the long rushing touchdown from Cooper.
Corbin with a strip sack, and Braden Baker recovers the loose ball.
Great pressure from Corbin and a heads-up play from Baker.
A.J. Rudder gets into the end zone.
Great blocks up front, and A.J. punches it in.
Drew Laudefeld gets a tackle for a loss.
Drew does a great job of getting down the line to get the stop.
Great fourth down stop by Corbin Farnsworth.
Great hustle by Corbin to get the sack on fourth down.
Cooper Howell to Jet Kaiser.
Great effort by Jet to get some extra yards after the catch.
Cooper scrambles for 12 yards.
Great job by Cooper, stepping up and running for the first down.
Cooper to Corbin for the touchdown reception.
Corbin does a great job of going up and getting the 50-50 ball.
A.J. Rudder gets another 5 tough yards.
Great blocks by Corbin, Ashton, and Jet, allowing for the tough yards.
Cooper Howell with a tackle for a loss.
Cooper does a great job coming off the edge and getting the stop for a loss.
Cooper Howell with the interception in the end zone.
Cooper does a great job of reading the quarterback and jumping the route.
A host of Seminoles get the stop.
Great push from the D-line to get the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Ashton Lumbas with a fourth down stop.
Ashton sheds his block and makes the big stop.
Gabe Ing with another Knowles interception.
Gabe steps in front of the Cameron receiver and gets the INT.
Carter Fry with the third interception of the evening.
Carter does a great job of recognizing the play and gets the pick.
When we return, we will preview this week's opponent, the 2-7 Shadyside Tigers. Welcome back. Coach, tomorrow night Shadyside Tigers come to town, and like I mentioned earlier in the show, they're rich in tradition. Regardless of their record, they stand at 2-7 now. But regardless of that, they've always got a fire lit, and they're looking for a win. And Coach Acosta has some ties down there. We all know that. They all know that. So, what a good thing it would be for them to come up here and steal a win from us.
Yeah, 100%. We talked about that all week. I mean, I told the boys it's kind of like, similar to us, it's kind of like their championship game. It's their last game, and it would be kind of, cherry on the top for them if they come in here and get a win. We've always been, it's not so much anymore with Coach Acosta not being the head coach, but it's always talked about. He just wanted to beat Shadyside because that's where he was from. He wanted to show people that he was a good coach and was a successful coach. So it's always been ingrained in my head to beat Shadyside. And from that, I just have a dislike for him. them. So I kind of push that on to the boys. You know, and it's senior night, you know, it's the last time these guys get a, you know, step on that field, and it's a home game, so last game of the year, last home game. So it should be a fun night. You know, Shadyside's coming in with only a couple of wins. They've been down for the last couple of years, but like you mentioned, it's a lot of pride, tradition on that team. I mean, just 5-6 years ago, they were one of the premier, you know, programs in the valley. So we definitely got to play, you know, our A game, and why not? You know, it's the last game, and they should be playing their A game. You know, 10 weeks in, you know, getting these reps, getting better, and you can see it. We talked about it before. You know, we've been getting better and better and better. So we're going to go out there and hopefully display that, you know, 4 quarters of football. You know.
Yeah. It seems like, you know, Coach, over the last, just say, 10 or 12 years, 15 years, whatever, our program's kind of up and down, and up until the last couple of years, Shadyside was up here and it was straight, you know, they didn't have any downs. They were good every year, so.
Not at all. They're a powerhouse. Like they, you know, you looked at Shadyside and it was an 8-10 win team every year going to the playoffs, making deep runs. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of pride and tradition. I don't think this is going to be any cakewalk. They still have their running back, number 22. He's pretty tough. They got a really good quarterback. He first year he played last year. First year he started a quarterback. So he's a young kid. So they've got some skill guys, really. They've got some good skills. So we definitely got to be on our toes and play a good, solid game.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned those seniors, and now that they're out of this field house this evening, you know, you can see it in their eyes. I think they know that this is it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really think there's a few of them there that I could tell.
Yeah.
They know what's at stake tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that that finite, you know, you don't think about that ever. We've talked about that when you're a freshman. You think how you're, you know, 40 games, that's forever or something like it. But it goes so quick. And you're right. I think, you know, seeing those guys in here and you can see it in their faces that they know it's it. They know it's the last game. And I think honestly they're gonna. And I think everybody in this locker room will put it all on the line for those guys too. I mean, it's a family in here, so they're going to play for each other.
Yeah, no doubt. Here, so let's take a short break before we wrap up the episode. When we come back, Coach has some game info we'll share with you and important dates for next week. All right, everyone, we're back. I'll share some info with you here before Coach gives his final comments and we wrap up tonight's episode. Please don't forget that tomorrow night is senior night. If you can get out here and support these seniors, you know they've done great things for this program. Coach talked about it earlier. You know, they were a part of turning this program back around, you know, with a very successful season last year and, you know, successful season this year as well. So come support these kids if you can make it out. Home tickets will be sold at the gate. 50-50 tickets will be sold at both gates. As always, the sideliners will be across the street selling sausage sandwiches about 5 o'clock, 5:30. Football moms will be selling programs, and before we go any further, thank the football moms for, especially these senior football moms for everything that they've done. You know, a handful of them have been with the program for 4 years, and you know, week in and week out, I sit here and I read about what the football moms do, and you know, we don't want them to ever be overlooked. They do great things for the program.
Yeah, so many things for the program.
Game ball raffle tickets will also be available. Football moms will sell some apparel at the home gate and also be selling field goal contest tickets at the gate for $10. We want to thank Seaball Excavating for tomorrow night's game ball sponsor, and also want to thank Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance. They donated 200 mini footballs for the cheerleaders to throw into the crowd this year. So thank you, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance. Some key dates for the upcoming week: the 3rd and 4th grade football team will be playing for the championship this Saturday against Cambridge, and that game will be held at River High School. That's all the game info, Coach. You got any final comments on tomorrow night, senior night?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, senior night's always special. You know, you got these guys that have been putting in this work for, some of them for 4 years, some of them for 3, some of them for 1, but it doesn't matter. They're still, we've mentioned many times how it takes a special individual to play this game. And they've been doing it, like I said, 4, 3, 2, 1, doesn't matter. They're still putting in the work. So it's always a special night for those kids. You know, there's some festivities before they get announced and then after the game, but most importantly, they can go in here and leave this field winners. They can be on their home field, home crowd watching, and leave winners. So I really look forward to it. I hope it's a big crowd. I would love for it to be a big crowd. I think it's going to be a little cooler, so hopefully that doesn't deter people from coming out. But you know, if you're a fan of football and you want to support these kids, it's a heck of a game to come and watch. And I think you're going to see these seniors and this whole team just, you know, leave it out on the field. You know, this last game, they know they're not going to playoffs. So, you know, when you go to the playoffs, you never know if you're, you know, if you're going to leave as a winner. It takes a lot. You know, you're going to win a lot of games and you're going to be champions. So there's honestly not a lot of times in this program where you can leave as winners. You know, a lot of times we do make the playoffs. So this is one time this program and these kids can leave the field as winners. So, you know, I can't wait to see it. And no better team to do it to than Shadeside.
Absolutely. It's football weather out there.
Oh, it's definitely football weather. There's no doubt about that.
Wear a jacket, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That doesn't bother me. It feels good besides when the wind really blows, but I thought it felt pretty good. So looking forward to it. Yeah, it's definitely football weather.
Absolutely. Yeah, truly don't miss those seniors, Coach. Like I've already said that, but man, what a great group of kids.
Oh, they are.
And, you know, devote all the time and dedication and leadership to this football team. They've, you know, regardless of the record this season, you know, in all likelihood we'll be 5-5, and that's a great season. But you know, you can't overlook these seniors by no means. You know, just great leadership. And when things look kind of bleak at times, you know, we had kids sat here with us this evening kind of step up and put the team on their shoulders and will them to a win. You know, and
Yeah.
it's been a blessing. You know, we start the season at 1-4, and now all of a sudden, you know, we can finish 5-5, and that's.
Yeah, there's been a lot of up and downs and things like that, but like you mentioned, these guys have always, they definitely lead by example. They've never put their head down. You know, we've got Styler over there that had to play guard and things like that, and they never ho-hum or get upset. They put their head down and go to work, and that's what you love to see.
Yeah, dang good group of kids, Coach. I know it's got to be, excuse me, I know it's got to be tough on you every year. You're faced with this. You know what I mean?
It is tough. It is tough. We mentioned, I can remember the first episode doing this, we talked about, you know, for a fan, it's high school football is kind of nice because you get that every year. You get new kids coming in, new positions, new starters. But for a coach, for one thing, you're losing starters, but for another, you're losing a really good group of kids that, you know, you just love each and every one of them. You want them to be successful. So it is tough. For sure.
All right, Coach, let's wrap this thing up this evening. I want to thank everybody once again for watching the show. It's been a heck of a good time, and you know, tonight was one of the best with the senior cheerleaders and the senior football players talking about their time here at Monroe Central, and great to hang out with them and hear what they had to say. Please join us next Thursday night at 9 o'clock. We'll talk about our game against Shadyside, and we'll put a final wrap-up on the 2025 Monroe Central football season. Go Noles!